You mentioned the grant study at Harvard, which I think is the longest longitudinal study on adult development.
Yes, it is. Good for you. Yes.
The study pinpoints the single most important factor in predicting health, longevity, occupational success, income, leadership ability, and general happiness. And it comes down to a 4-letter word: love.
I love that you quoted that. That is so wonderful. And if you read that list, that's quite a list. And that study, you can take it to the bank. George Valiant did it. It is the longest longitudinal study ever undertaken. It looked at everything under the sun. And you take all that data, and it's really asking a fundamental question: what makes more difference than anything else for everything that matters in life? It's not just just one or two, for pretty much everything. And it really comes down to it comes down to love, the number and depths of your loves. And we just don't take it seriously. I gave a talk at my old school. I went to Exeter. It's a prep school up in New Hampshire. And I went up there a few years ago and gave a talk about, what you should do at Exeter. And I said to the students, I know you all think that what matters more than anything in the world is getting into Harvard, Yale, or Princeton. And I said, that's fine if you happen to go there, but it's not what makes a difference. And what you really want to do while you're here at Exeter, surrounded by this garden of earthly delights, what students and teachers, and what you really want to do while you're here is fall in love. Mm. And I said, if you fall in love with a person, that's great, but fall in love with a subject, with a book, with a piece of music, with a with a musical instrument, with a dream. Fall in love with God. Fall in love with the stars. Fall in love with a blade of grass. And that really is what will matter over the course of your lifetime. It's the love of the game. There will always be victories and defeats, but if you have the love of the game, you've won. I happen to love writing, for better or worse. It's a terrible thing to love because it's so hard, but I happen to love that. And it's sustained me throughout my life, regardless of what grades I put up or regardless of what other, things that people worship. My Harvard diploma is useless compared to my having fallen in love with writing. And that's what's sustaining. So, and the more loves you have and the deeper they are, the healthier, happier you'll be. You're almost despair proof if you have a number of loves. Obviously, in my own life, my 3 children and my wife, but whatever it might happen to be for you. My dog, I dedicated that book, ADHD 2.0, to dogs. I said, it's no accident that dog spelled backwards is God, so it is the truth. It really is. And I'm not someone who speaks of truth very easily. In fact, one of my favorite prayers is, Lord, help me always to search for the truth, but spare me the company of those who have found it. It's the people who think they have the truth that do the most damage. But this is one truth, you can take it to the bank. Falling in love, it's so good. And the number and depths of your loves is what determines how fulfilled in life you are, and even how long you will live. Love is a marvelous antidote to disease, and cultivate it. Get a dog. Fall in love once again with your partner, or fall in love once again with the dream that you've neglected, that you've put on the shelf. This is not sloganeering for Hallmark cards. This is truth that really, talk about setting you free. That will set you on a course for the rest of your life.